Good morning, good morning. There you are. Well, it's another lovely day here, and I hope you're able to make the most of the good weather while we've got it, because Mike tells me that it's due to turn cold soon, or at least it did in the past couple of years, so we don't know. But yes, it's a lovely, lovely day up here. Yeah, right. Okay, what have we got for you today? There is a lot going on. There is a lot going on, particularly in the EU. But before I want to get to that, I just want to say the first thing for GB, because we do a GB bit and then we do an EU bit. The Environmental Committee in the British Parliament have decided they're going to do a consultation on PFAS. If this is something that is of interest to your business, then I do say comment on it. That's the link going in below there. It's a rather long link, apologies. So that's one thing. What's interesting, what's coming out of the PFAS side of things is just how many things use PTFE for like valves and closures and really small quantities of really, really vital stuff. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how the PFAS situation plays out, because it clearly is more useful than a lot of people realize, but also in terms of the chemistry, because in the EU they've gone, everything that's like this is basically we're going to lump it all together, and we all know it's not really like that in our world. So yes, so that's an interesting one. But the big news this week is from the EU. There's such a lot happening. There's all sorts of things coming out. There's more harmonized classification proposals. There's all sorts of stuff happening, which you can find in the newsletter. But the really big thing that's getting everybody's knickers in a twist, if you'll pardon the expression, is the REACH revision. Now, that was a meeting last week, Caracal 54, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to Stephen Brennan of Foresight's summary of what happened at Caracal last week, because it's really good. And basically all of this, as far as I can tell, all of the things that we didn't want to see in REACH are coming in, and they're going to be enormously burdensome for very little benefit for the end user of chemicals. To the point where CEFIC have actually issued a statement saying they're shocked by it, and it's going to be particularly burdensome on SMEs. And I cannot remember, bear in mind that I joined the chemical industry in 1993. The company I worked for were members of CIA, Chemicals Industry Association, which is a part of CEFIC. So I've known of them for a long time, and I literally cannot remember seeing such a blunt statement from CEFIC. So I will pop that below this video now, just in case you're interested. Now, one of the things that Stephen Brennan says is that there's an open consultation on REACH at the moment. I have only been able to find a consultation on the new test methods. And I don't know if that's one he's referring to, because it's got a different deadline to what he mentions in his article. So Stephen, if you're watching this, if there is another consultation that I've missed, please let me know, and we'll put it in below this video, and I'll also circulate it as a newsflash to our newsletter readers. But yes, it's not good news, basically. And like I say, there's such a lot happening in the EU at the moment that most of this week's newsletter is EU based. Doesn't always happen. Yeah, it's just rather I don't know if it's a time of year. I don't know if we're coming up to Easter and everybody's trying to get things done, but the amount of change coming out of ECHA and coming out of the EU at the moment is just ridiculous. Anyway, just in case you would like to have a quick catch up with what's in this week's email, you can sign up to access our archive here. Newsletter goes out at 9:30, so I am running a bit later than normal, and you'll be able to see it in the archive once that lands. So if that's of interest, and then you'll get the newsletter at 9:30 going forward. So yeah, it's difficult. Some weeks, most of what we're talking about goes into this video, but this is one of those weeks where no, it's all in, it's in the email. So the other big thing that we do, of course, every week is we have a reason to be cheerful, and we're doing wonders of chemistry while we're in Lent. And this one is, why is life based on carbon and not silicon? So I am just going to pick this link up, bear with me, and drop it below here. There you are. So that's going in as well. So that's it for me for this week. I hope you're having a good week. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope to be able to chat to you again next Thursday, because of course it is bank holiday for Good Friday next week, and we always have the newsletter out on the Thursday instead. So have a lovely time, and take care of yourselves. Bye.